Hey y'all, welcome back to Daydream Manor Flower Farm. I'm Dawn and I live in South Louisiana. Hey y'all, welcome into the high tunnel. God, it is gorgeous today. And look, we have had some crappy weather here the last, I don't know, couple of weeks really. We haven't, it's not just been like little light rain, it's been like inches of rain at a time. I feel like I'm flower farming in a swamp out there. And I know I shouldn't complain because of the drought we went through last summer. I shouldn't complain, and I'm hoping that maybe this is just a sign that this summer we won't have a drought and we'll have rain. So I'm trying to be positive about it. Anyway, I am in here because I want to update y'all on what I got done. I'm super proud of me again. I'm a humble brag again. Anyway, y'all, I was able to, the second bed here, I planted out 48 dahlia tubers. That's a lot for me. That is a lot for me. Wasn't that easy, but I got it done. Whew, it took me a little while to get them done because I had to dig, and y'all know the routine. Just get them in there. So I've got another week and a half before I do anything else to them. I watered them in. I'm gonna let them sit, and hopefully I'll start seeing some green pop up here soon. I got oh, over here, right there, that is the ranunculus I did a little bit later than I did out in the field. And I see some buds are coming up, so there might be some hope there. But it's warming up. Like, it's like 79 degrees in here right now. So I don't know I don't know what's gonna happen with that. We'll see. Again, lesson learned. And then, what else did I get in the ground? Oh, I'm taking a gamble, because let's talk about this. So, one of my field beds out here, I decided to do, go ahead and direct sow some zinnias, some salvia. I had some dahlia seeds that I'm going to try, but I did about 2/3 of a bed out in the field. And look, I am not a fan of direct seeding at all. And let me tell you why. And I know a lot of people love to direct seed. My timelines are so tight because of work and travel with work and the farm. Like, that is a huge gamble for me because it's going to be about 2 weeks before at least 7 to 10 days before I see if anything is going to germinate out there. Now, one of my bigger issues right now is I did that, and then the next evening we got like 1.5 inches in rain. So I don't know if the seed stayed in place. Let me just say that. So I'm just walking it every day and praying to see a little bit of green that's not a weed. But what happens is when that doesn't germinate, if I don't have something already started in the stem shed, that puts me behind 2 to 3 weeks. And so that gets me off my schedule. Now, if I was retired and I was doing this, just this, and I didn't have to worry about my off-farm job, I wouldn't be sweating it. But here's the rub. In 3.5 weeks, I have to go out of the country for work. And it is right in the prime time of everything. So, of course, that's how it works out, right? And so I don't want to start any more seeds today because that would leave them for Mr. Daydream to have to water them, harden them off, get them in the field, and I don't want to do that. One, I really hadn't taught him how to do it. I mean, I think he could do it. No, I know he could do it. But we haven't even made it to that part of his involvement in the farm. So that's why I went ahead and just direct seeded that bed, and we're just going to see. Now, I have enough planted that's going to get me through, and I'm going to be fine. But I'm just not a big fan of direct seeding. It's just it's a gamble for me. It's just such a gamble. Now, I have another flower farmer friend who is 20 something miles from my house. She loves to direct seed, has great success. I've not really had a whole lot of success. So we're going to keep an eye on that. Speaking of those, of course, though, those cosmos I sorted back in oopsie time, they look great. They're still a little short. I'm going to cut them back this weekend to let them get some more growth. They are starting to bush out, but I'm going to give them another opportunity to shoot up. We'll see what happens. But they look fine. Go figure. Yeah, because if I'd have been trying to do that on purpose, those things would have been dead a long time ago. And it has gotten below freezing 3 times since I've put them out. So a little bit hardier than what we think they are. Just a little note to ourselves. All right, what else is going on in here? Oh, so I did plant some glads. I got some glads in. I'm putting them where the tulips were. Super disappointed in my order, my big order that I have coming in. Have about 1,100 glads I'm waiting on. So here in South Louisiana, the prime time to start planting those is January. January through March is really the optimal time to be planting. My order will not be here until April 3rd. Now, that was not my understanding when I ordered. And I have not heard anything. I think I even talked about it in my last video. Like, I think I need to go check on that order because it should have been here. So I did email them. They immediately responded and just said because of all the rain that they are having, they've not been able to harvest. So I understand that, but I am disappointed in the lack of communication. That's what I'm going to say. It's putting me in a pretty rough spot. It just means, and it means I'm just going to have to alter my succession planting. And it also means I'm going to have to sell the crap out of some glads in the first couple of plantings because just they even though glads do really well in the heat, the bigger issue is just being able to keep up with the watering in that August heat to keep them growing. So yeah, just really disappointed. And this is the first time I've ordered from this company, and I don't want to mention them because I don't want anybody to be like, oh, I'm never ordering from them, because I've heard other people who have ordered from them and have absolutely loved and never had any issues. So it's me and another flower farmer who's a few miles up the road from me. She's in the same predicament. But interesting, they offered her a refund, but they did not offer me one. Now, I did not ask for one either because I'm going to go ahead and stick it out. I'm going to get these glads in, and I'm going to get them sold. So we're just going to get it done. But here's the lesson learned from that. I should have, in the end of February, when I did not get any, I should not have waited 3.5 weeks before emailing them. I should have jumped on it immediately. And look, just in the grand scheme of things, that just got lost in the shuffle. So, I didn't write it down. Because, again, why would I write anything down? If you're new here, that was my sarcasm, because that's obviously a problem for me. Anyway, it's going to be fine. We're going to have glads. It's going to be fine. In other news, 2 things. Let's do our PSA for our medical content. So remember I told you I had to go get that little space looked at for the dermatologist. So it did come back precancerous. So I have to go back in a few weeks for her to check it, but it's all gone. So again, let's not forget SPF all over. We work outside in the sun. I am going to be even more diligent now. I have sunscreen on right now. I'm just making it part of my daily routine. So just my little PSA to all of you, please make sure you are getting your skin checked and that you are taking the precautions that you need to take. Now again, I am of the generation where we put iodine in baby oil and laid out, sometimes on our roofs. So I am of that generation. And thankfully that's been the only spot. So I'm glad I just went and took care of it and got it done. So don't forget your SPF. All right, second thing. Sometimes things don't work out the way you want them to. And I had an opportunity here in town to do a greenhouse and make it an event, kind of an event space. And I was going to do it. Went and looked at it. Mr. Daydream looked at it. Needed a lot of work. Just a lot of things happening. And I will tell y'all, the last few weeks has shown me that I do not have the bandwidth to take that on. So between my off-farm job that is pretty demanding, and then just keeping up with the farm, The boutique, I'm doing really well at the boutique. You know, I'm making sales and just keeping that going, because I have a commitment there. I have a commitment I have a Daydream Manor Flower Farm area, and then I've done another area I'm calling the Manor Mercantile, where I'm rolling out my vintage t-shirts. And so I had to make the decision that I just don't have the bandwidth to take on this other project. And so I'm going to tell y'all, like, super disappointed, because it is something I really wanted to do. But y'all, when you don't have it, you just don't have it. And the past few weekends and have been really full with things for the farm, not just working here, but outside events, promotional stuff, and I'm just tired. It's a lot to take on, and I'm gonna be honest, farming over 50, y'all, it takes longer to bounce back. And if I wasn't working full time, I would have moved forward with this other project. But I talked to the folks where this was going to be at, and they were just amazing. And we're still going to work on some things. You know, I love that they tell me before I left. The guy, the one of the owners was like, "You're always welcome here, and we will find a space for you always." So, you know, again, building those relationships in town and just being honest. You know, I hope they appreciated my honesty, but I'm just kind of disappointed. You know. But other things will happen, and when it's time for something like that to happen again, it'll present itself. So I guess my point to all of this is don't beat yourself up. We have to say no to some things in order to make room for others. So we don't know. Well, look, y'all know my word of the year this year is path, and so I know my path will have a lot of curves in it. Right now, I feel like it's taking a U-turn. But I'm just going to keep just stepping out in faith. So, you know, I felt a little bit of a sense of relief too when I drove off after I met with the owner and told him I did feel like I had a space that I could just breathe. So, anyway, we are just going to keep moving along. I'm excited about some things that are happening in the hot tunnel right now, so I'm holding on to that. And look, at the end of the day, I need to be proud of what I've accomplished, and I can't worry about the things I can't do right now. And that's hard for somebody who's super creative and likes to do those kind of things, but it's all going to be fine. So anyway, anything else I need to update y'all on? Look at me looking over here in the field. I am just so ready for all of this stuff to bloom. But all in due time. All right, I'm going to end this with a picture of the lilies in the crates, because they are really looking good. I'm kind of impressed by them. So that may be our new thing. Who knows? All right, folks, I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful weekend or week whenever you watch this, and we will chat again soon.